Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's David Webb.
I'm Ariel Edwards.
We get nerdy nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
If you're wondering why we were laughing during the intro, it's because we had to re-record it.
We're professionals.
I added something into the sources in our OBS for us to talk about, and I forgot it was there, so I clicked on that instead of the... So this is what I added. Chris Hemsworth posted this photo about his workout routine for Thor Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. Oh, I saw that picture. I saw that picture many times.
Y'all.
His, muscles have muscles, and his striations have striations.
This is the only news today. This is the only thing we're talking about is this photo.
That's all we got for you guys.
We're going to go inch by inch down his arm. Talking about each individual. He's so jacked.
Yeah.
And it's not even because he's always been jacked, but his forearm, where his forearm right near his elbow is unbelievable.
He's also very lean right now. His skin has got that thinness to it, which makes me think this is probably in the middle of filming. Because when you bulk up, you don't necessarily need that papery thin skin. Mm-hmm. You don't need to pull the water, but while you're filming it and you want it to look as defined as possible, I have a feeling this is probably either right as they're starting filming or in the middle of it.
Yeah, and he looks insane.
Yeah.
He's been Thor for years, and this is the craziest he's ever looked.
That's not even his final form.
Rebel Trooper, and that's not even my final form.
Yeah.
Also worth mentioning, he's 37.
Yeah. Dude can get it.
Dude can definitely get it. I wanted to bring this up because, first of all, damn. Second of all, how? And third of all, do you think that stuff like this creates unhealthy body image issues for men?
Good question.
Because when Robert Pattinson decided to be the Batman, he was like, I'm not going to get super jacked because I don't want to perpetuate this male toxic masculinity kind of a problem with how men see themselves.
You know what? That's actually that's a really complicated subject because there's actually a lot of men out there who have what they call in the world bigorexia, where they're never big enough. They look in the mirror and they see themselves as small and scrawny when they're not. And that is actually a very big problem for a lot of men out there. So, oh gosh, that's a really tough point because it's interesting in the industry that we're kind of leaning for females in more of the direction of inclusivity. You see a lot of different female body types now in movies more than you did in the 90s, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But for guys, especially for superhero movies, that one's a tough one. But especially for guys are always strong and muscly looking. Mm-hmm. Unless they're supposed to have a dad bod.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because it is definitely getting crazier.
Yeah.
The bodies that we're seeing in these actors is getting more and more nuts.
Yes.
And the difficult thing about it is that, I understand why the reaction to it is, wow, that's hot. From the internet and from everyone.
Yeah. And
I understand why, that is completely unattainable to 99% of men.
Well,
without money and time, which just people don't have. People don't realize that
that's a lifestyle.
It's not just about getting to the gym every day.
No.
It's about getting to the gym twice a day for hours with people who can make that possible. Yeah,
you have to have people who really know what they're doing and understand the human body. You have to have the right diet.
Oh, he's not making his own meals. Someone is literally scientifically creating a diet for him to eat.
Specifically for his rest days and for his workout days.
Oh, yeah.
And the amount of meat that probably includes, you need to have so much money to be able to attain that, and most likely steroids. Most likely, and that a lot of guys do them who work out. That's just
it's true.
Unfortunate
Chris Hemsworth
reality,
does not.
But
he's said on many occasions that he would never.
Totally.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I also think that you don't really need steroids if you. Here's the thing. You don't really need steroids if you have a Hollywood nutritionist and a Hollywood workout coach and 6 months of doing nothing to prepare for a movie. The majority of people have a job.
If you're not doing anything else.
The majority of people have kids. The majority of people have, like, their time is taken up by other things.
Yeah.
And so you do steroids because in the 90 minutes that you have at the gym, you need to do what Chris Hemsworth does in 2 hours in the morning,
like
an hour over lunch, and 2 hours at the end of the day. He's working out 5 hours a day sometimes.
Yeah.
And you know, I remember way back, we talked about the Avengers, yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was working on that movie, he was talking about how he works out for 2 hours in the morning to get ready for filming on that movie, and then he has to work out at the end of the night when they're done filming too. And that was back then, you know, when he wasn't even this crazy big.
For sure.
And it's even for him, it's not sustainable. And that's what he says. Like, he's like, between movies, I don't look like this.
No. And that's a really important thing that I want to talk about. Like, when you see bodybuilders, and that is their job, or you see movie stars who look like this, they do not look like this all the time because it's extremely unhealthy, especially that papery thin skin look. That, like, really, that really... when your skin like goes into like the muscle creases and it really gives that definition, that is generally due to dehydration.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And that fat layer like underneath of your skin getting eaten away. And that's what that is, and you cannot maintain that all the time. Bodybuilders, if you look at them in their off season, do not look like what they do. It's the same thing with movie stars. You cannot hold that physique year round.
But there are men who have started to hold themselves to that expectation because we are seeing this like trend towards these impossible male bodies.
Well, and then they realize, they realize it's nearly impossible without drugs. Or, you know, people, the newest trend is putting, I can't remember what it's called, but you, like, inject something. Is it, no, it's something that literally gives you, like, it literally...
Oh, I thought it was collagen.
It's literally, something that you put in, and it literally just looks, like, if my arm were like this, and then I would have, like, a bump like this. I apologize. I can't remember what it's called, and I can't remember what it is.
Is it Botox?
No, but it's a similar idea.
Interesting.
It's a similar idea where they literally just pump their muscle with something and it blows up.
Rockmage says this isn't new. Did you see He-Man? And I hear what you're saying, Rockmage. I just feel like it's more common now.
There's a lot of more superhero content as well.
Well, but it's not even just superhero content. Like, I feel like even, like, you know, if you look at, like, Chandler Bing in the 90s... on Friends, right? Or Ross, or even Joey. Joey wasn't jacked on Friends.
Yeah.
But if you jump forward to, like, sitcoms now, I feel like even, like, the male bodies in, like, comedies have gotten to the point where, like, who is the star of the biggest comedies of the year? And obviously, you know, I say that the biggest comedies every year are Marvel movies, but the other big comedies of the year are, like, Zac Efron starring in Neighbors, jacked out of his dang mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there are still the Seth Rogans, but even in the comedies, even in like, just, like, regular dramas, you're still seeing the male actors looking like freaking marble statues of men. Yeah. And I just, you know, I'm not against it. I think that I get the aesthetic of it. I wish I looked like that, you know, like...
But you don't have 8 hours a day and $4,000 to throw on red meat.
I can't
to
go
your diet plan.
To a gym.
Well, yeah, there's also the pandemic.
I'm stuck in an apartment.
There is also that.
I
mean, here's the thing.
I was looking good when we were hitting the gym on the ship. I was looking trim.
100%, but like weights are expensive.
And now I'm getting a little soft. I need to like lose some weight. But
you like cookies. I'm sorry.
I need to look like Captain America.
But here's the problem that I have is that a lot of these guys play superheroes, and I can understand I can understand people wanting the superhero to look inhuman in a way, like jacked and muscly and larger than life, inhuman in that kind of stance. And so that's why I have a really hard time with it, because I understand why they're going for that aesthetic.
Dark Dispatch says bench press Clarus. I actually can bench press Clarus.
Yeah.
That's not even that hard. I would need you to gain weight so that it's a count.
Let me work on that. I've been actually trying to build up muscle, and without any weights at home,
it's tough.
We can't go to a gym.
Yeah.
And we have no weights at home. And so using your own body weight to actually build muscle is kind of tough.
Once this pandemic's over, we're going to get lejack.
Lejack.
We are going to get legit lejacked, if you know what I mean. Okay?
Yeah.
We're going to be swole nightly.
Swole nightly.
She can put books on her stomach. Rockman says, yeah, I definitely thought that Thor is a little god. I'm not comparing myself to him.
Totally.
But Dave makes an excellent point about regular guys' movies. I don't know. I think that we have unhealthy standards for men, and I'm not saying that we have more unhealthy standards for men than we do for women. Standards for women are insane. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying my point right now is only that I feel like we don't talk as much about unhealthy standards for men the way in which they affect society. Mm-hmm. I think that there is a drain on society when men feel inferior to the images in our media. For sure. And, I'm happy that we can have that conversation. I'm happy that our chat sticks around for that kind of 100%. Conversation, because I want to, and I know there's a dad bod thing that's trying to normalize that look, and we're trying to make more normal bodies more normal. For sure.
The thing is, there has been a huge push for that for women. Mm-hmm. We're seeing it right now. We're kind of in the middle of it.
Yeah, but even that, if we want to get into the women one, the number of women who feel the need to get butt filler and thigh filler and literal surgery to get thick, for sure, is concerning to me, and that's not good for society.
Absolutely. My point is merely that I see more body positivity content for women than I do for men.
That's fair.
I don't see any body positivity posts for guys out there, and that's just the point that I want to make. That I think that everyone should be included in that conversation.
But look at how anyone reacts to a beach photo of an actor between his movies. Yeah, when they're like, he doesn't have a six-pack right now, and he's still
looks great,
manly as hell.
Yeah,
he's still jacked. He's still huge. He just doesn't have defined abs. Yeah. Because it's his 2 months off from filming his superhero movies.
And he's not dehydrating himself.
And it's in the front cover of every freaking, those trashy magazines that I don't understand how they are still in business in the grocery market.
You don't read the Inquirer?
No, I don't read the freaking Inquirer. I don't read anything that isn't online. God. When was a time in your life you've seen me read a magazine?
Never.
The only things I read are books. True. And even that, I haven't read a book in a while. We're so busy.
We're bad at that. We're working.
I still haven't finished a Beautifully Foolish Endeavor.
Oh, Hank's book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see the conversation. I don't want to see these actors not do this for movies, because I think it's cool. I like when Thor looks inhuman.
And it's really impressive to me as well, to add to that, what the human body can do. Mm-hmm. But I think people just need to be more open and candid about what that means.
But I want us to normalize him not needing to look like that when he's not filming his movie. Exactly. And I know his wife is his wife doesn't give a crap.
Totally.
And, whatever, but
the rest of the world doesn't need to shit all over him when he's at the beach and he's and he's still hot as hell. You know what I mean? I'm like,
when he's at the beach and he doesn't have a defined six-pack, but he can still get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Henry Cavill in The Witcher is hot as fuck. Yeah, Mary, this show mostly ends up with me talking about how attractive other men are. That's what the nightly morning show is.
That's our brand now.
I need a hashtag, hashtag David likes dudes or something like that.
David likes dudes.
I want that shit.
Guys, trending on Twitter
David likes dudes.
Right now. David likes dudes. Oh my god.
We were talking about Chris Hemsworth porno games, and we're also talking about... Thank you for that follow, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Should we get into our main story today?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Y'all, we do have the lovely Fantaxia is in the chat, who is a streamer friend of ours who has recently tweeted about this as well. Mm-hmm. But we wanted to talk today about how the launch of the PS5 and Xbox Series X, but particularly the PS5, has really felt marred by scalping.
Yes.
And this is a problem that's been going on for a while. Scalping has really damaged a lot of launches of a lot of really exciting pieces of media lately. Yeah. Or not piece of media, but of physical things. Jeez. A lot of GPUs.
You got this.
I know that AMD, Intel, their GPU launches have been marred by scalpers as well lately.
When new graphics cards would come out, sometimes like any big tech thing.
And so
concert tickets.
I wanted to bring this up because it's a big story that there are places like the UK where it looks like scalpers have a bigger stock of PS5 than the actual retailers. From Eurogamer, this is where I got this story. But the report goes on to say that they managed to amass a haul of nearly 2,500 PS5s when the console went on sale in the UK last week, on top of just under 1,000 PS5 pre-orders placed back in September. That's a single scalper ring. On eBay, currently there are over 4,000 PS5s being resold for at least double the price.
At least double.
And this particular group charges a scalping fee. So it's you pay a subscription and you join to get in on the fun of helping scalp PS5s. So like people like pay to join this group so that they can be scalpers with other people.
I think you forgot to take out the trash this morning.
Right?
What the heck? Why? So they are paying to go buy PS5s for the... Do they get money back? I'm confused.
Sorry, I'm just reading more Gamesters comment here. Scalping occurs when the offering price is lower than the overdemand for the product will support. If people are willing to pay more than the offer price, then people in orgs will stockpile and after black market sell it. Wargamester, I understand what you're saying. The problem here is that it isn't about overdemand. It's about the fact that these scalping organizations are abusing online ordering systems in order to create a false sense of selling out. And so these bots are literally taking away the ability to assess what the actual demand for something is, because there is never... the same thing happened with Comic-Con, right? They had to institute all of these checks and balances to make sure that real people were buying tickets. And not because the scalpers, real people were never given a chance to buy the item. Yeah. And it's... You know, there is an argument to be made that, like, that's just the free market and, like, we all just have to deal with it. But I don't agree with that. I think that's not the kind of world that I want online shopping to become. I do not want a company to make an item, scalpers to buy it, and then everyone else, the actual consumer, has to
wait for their price.
Shill out 3 times what something's worth in order to get one.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Sony and Xbox do not want that. They do not want to sell thousands and thousands and thousands of PlayStation 5s and then nobody get them. Because if nobody gets the consoles, nobody's going to buy the games. And they don't actually make that much on the consoles. They make money on the games. Yeah. That's where that's why Xbox is going Game Pass. That's why Xbox, despite buying Bethesda, is going to keep selling Bethesda games to Sony customers. Yeah. Because that's where they make money. They don't care. Yeah. And so it's really bad for the industry that there are thousands of PlayStation 5s sitting on scalper shelves waiting to be sold for $1,500. Yeah. And the people who would have bought that system are not buying new games, are not playing those games. Look at Avengers, the Crystal Dynamics game. They're desperate to get people in their game. Yeah. They need you to play their game. Because their game is dying. That game is going to be lucky if it survives to Kate Bishop's release next month. Yeah. And...
Yeah, I agree with Richie Thompson. It's gross. I don't understand.
100%.
And you know, David made a comment last night, and I hope this is okay for me to say.
Oh no, what did I say? I don't remember.
He was like, oh, like this person's only selling it for like $300 more. If I was super rich, I would pick it up. And I was like, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't give that person or that company of scalpers like the satisfaction of that sale. I just wouldn't. Even if I had $1 billion, it would be more like the moral thing of it. I'd be like, no, that feels gross. Like, I personally don't agree with it.
I agree with you. I just want one.
No, I know.
And that's what's tough about it.
We were talking in the context of like, if I just had all this money to like get one. But then, we took a second and we talked about it and we're like, but like, I don't like what they do. I think I
don't like it either. I'm upset about it for sure. Because here's the thing. And I told Ariel this when they announced the PlayStation 5 date. I said, I love you. And I know that I'm just putting this on my credit card, but we are going to buy a PS5.
Yeah. And
and so here's the thing. If there was a legal way for me to currently buy a PlayStation 5, there would be one in my apartment.
It would be right there.
The lack of access is costing Sony money.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's on them.
No,
honestly.
it's not. It's not. It is on COVID. The ability to get systems made was sincerely hampered by COVID.
For sure.
And I'm not going to blame Sony for that because like they did the best they could. They really did.
They did the best they could with the release date that they had, which felt, I think, rushed because they wanted it out for Christmas. They could have waited and fulfilled all their orders properly.
They kind of couldn't, though. Here's the thing. They announced a PS5 for Christmas this year before COVID hit. So their stock market, if Xbox was able to put theirs out and Sony wasn't, the Sony market share dip would be massive.
Right.
If Sony failed
they would have to both agree to
they would have to both agree to push back.
And neither one was going to do that.
Well, and Xbox didn't need to, right? Because Xbox isn't in the same boat that Sony's in.
Well, Xbox, if you pre-ordered on Amazon, you don't get it until December.
It doesn't matter. That's not Xbox. That's Amazon's fault. That's not Xbox's fault.
Is it Amazon's fault for not having enough stock, or is it Xbox for not...
Xbox says, this is how many we're giving you.
Oh,
and Amazon oversold. It is not Xbox's fault that Amazon overpromised.
Gotcha. Okay. That's good to know.
Fantaxi says, I don't think it's on Sony either, but retailers need to do better to prevent bots on their sites.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to figure out, and maybe honestly what we need is...
I am not a robot.
The CIA to give these companies a way to do it. But we need to stop the scalping.
Yeah. We have technology that can do incredible things.
Yeah, truly.
Incredible things. This should be easy. And maybe I'm being... Maybe saying easy
it's really not that easy.
You know what? It's possible, and it should be a priority. I don't know. I think it's important. I think it's an important thing for people to focus on because you have stuff like this happening. And
Richie Thompson says, did Newegg try to curb bots with the RTX release a few months ago? They tried.
Yeah.
They really tried. Here's the thing. These companies are trying. They really are. It's just coming down to... It's just coming down to the fact that like the companies are failing to stop the scalping.
Yeah.
And they are trying. I know they're trying, but like it really is. It's just an impossible scenario. It's an impossible. Yeah. And War Games makes a great point. When sellers get wise, scalpers get more innovative at scalping, and that is 100% true.
Same with hacking.
I think.
You're right.
I think that you could have done more to make sure that every account only had access to one. I don't know. That might have been a thing, actually. I don't know. All I know is that this sucks. It sucks for Sony.
Yeah. It sucks for everybody except scalpers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I really, long term, I don't know what the answer is. I do know that eventually enough PlayStation 5s will be on the market that scalping won't be viable anymore, and so we all just kind of have to wait until they can produce enough PS5s in order for there to be enough in EB Games and GameStops across the country and the world that there's no point in scalping anymore. But for now, it is tough. Yeah. And honestly, I really feel like there was a report way back, like way back, where Sony said that they were going to underproduce the PS5 because it was going to be more expensive. It was going to be the most expensive console at launch, and they were worried that because of the cost that they wouldn't sell as many. And they wanted to. You want to sell out your initial run, right? Like to launch and not sell out would be really like difficult.
Yeah.
Marketing wise, and I think that they might have shot themselves in the foot a little bit in that way. They might have underproduced by a lot, Because I think that there's a lot of people who want a PS5 and are willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to buy one. Sony, I'm.
We want your console. Please.
My hair. I just can't get over my hair today. It's the worst.
You need a haircut.
I need a haircut so bad, but I cannot get one. About that new viewer PSA, Clarus, I think we should create messages together and we can input so we're on the same. Yeah, there's going to be a command, Muddles.
Yeah, Muddles. We will chat about that.
Fantaxia is saying, I don't think there's a simple solution, but right now I get the impression that retailers don't super care about scalping because at the end of the day they're getting paid, but I don't know. You know what? Actually, I don't think that's the case, Fantaxia. I think they really do care about this.
You think Walmart cares?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I think that this hurts their image in a way. And image matters a lot right now, right? Like, when you're competing with Amazon, when you're competing with when there's so many retailers doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I can't stop touching it.
Here,
I'm just making it worse
too.
This is great for the audio listeners who are like, what is he talking about?
It just means they'll go check out the YouTube.
It's really tough, right, for Walmart to be the company that scalpers can hit up. Yeah. It looks bad.
Yeah.
And that if they're not doing their part to curb scalping, then a company like Sony might cut back on how much they send them in the future and be like, since you're not fighting scalping and Amazon is, we're going to send Amazon more stock because our customer base is protected by Amazon better.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon didn't do a great job this time around, but
yeah,
maybe next time.
They did not. Y'all, should we move on to some other news?
Yeah,
you had news. What was it? You were like, we're going to talk about this.
What? I had news.
You were adamant that we were going to talk about something.
Oh, that we were gonna the what I made up. Is that what you're talking about?
Clarus made up some news, y'all. It's a new segment. Clarus made up some news.
No, I was like, David was like, there's not much news today. And I was like, okay, we'll make our own news. And I was like, make a superhero and make a supervillain and we'll talk about it. This sounds bad. I didn't... Clarus made news. That should be a segment. I get 5 minutes every morning show where I just make something up.
Go. I'm listening. This is...
Wait, I have to make something up right
Welcome to the first day of Clarus Makes Up the News.
In other news, there are so many people online who are trying to get into streaming and other businesses that a truck full of ring lights was hijacked so that people could start their own streaming businesses online. And that's the news. Are you okay? I think
a truck full of ring lights?
There's a ring light right there, and I had to... David's not okay.
So many people want to stream that they hijacked a truck full of ring lights.
Yeah, them scalpers, y'all. Yeah. I don't improv
Can you imagine? I'm dying. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm hilarious.
Can you imagine? Can you just briefly imagine a bunch of scalpers stealing a truck full of ring lights and then trying to sell them online and realizing that they're already $8 on Amazon?
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's not real news.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry guys, there was a ring light there and we were talking about like...
Oh my god.
What?
There's a live action Clifford the Big Red Dog movie coming.
Wait,
and there's
what?
a teaser.
Thank you, Don't Pickle, for those bits. There is?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, well, we're gonna do a react video.
No, we're not.
We're not.
It's 10 seconds long.
It's 20 seconds long.
Look at that. It's horrifying. Why did they paint that dog? Why did they do it?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a no from me.
Wait, you talk to the chat. I'm going to try and pull this up.
He's going to try to pull it
up.
No,
I can't. I don't have the keyboard.
Yes, RMK, that was my Clarus
Is this
makes
still the fake news segment? No, that's a real news segment.
No, that's
There's
real.
a Clifford the Big Red Dog movie coming next year, live action.
Why?
I don't know. I guess because people know. I think it's just that people know the name. And people like dogs.
Yeah, but like... It's a giant red dog?
It's one of those things that I think looks cool drawn, but when you make it live action, it's going to look so off.
I did not like that.
I didn't like it either.
I did not like that at all.
I did not like that Sam I Am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
Oh
Perennial Games is saying, we were just saying live action is the new trend the other day. It definitely is.
Yes, we were. It seems to be anyway.
Hollywood is desperate for anything that already has established IP.
Yeah.
If they've heard the name, heard the name once before, they're like, let's make a movie about it.
Yeah, no one's making original content right now. It's all like remakes and reboots.
And even things that we love, like The Mandalorian isn't really original.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I love The Mandalorian. It's a great show.
Yeah.
Great show. It's the only thing that would get me up early on a Friday morning.
Yeah.
But, like, there's a lot in it that is, like, they're stealing from the extended universe. A lot of the characters that we're meeting right now have been in Rebels and in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like, the show is derivative. It just happens to be derivative in a really, really, really good, entertaining, wonderful way. Mm-hmm. What are you laughing at?
I'm just, that whole, you put me on the spot. And then
it went well. That was hilarious.
Sure.
Cowboy Bebop is getting a live action for Netflix. There's casting out there, Shin. That's old news, though. They've been doing that for a while. But that Cowboy Bebop show is going to be very cool.
I don't even know what that is.
Cowboy Bebop is an anime and a manga that is very popular.
Cool.
And is apparently quite good. I've never actually read it myself. But I know that my brothers like it. And
it sounds like cowboy robots. Like Bebop sounds like a robot.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That would be my guess. I don't know. What?
It sounds like cowboy robots.
That would be my best guess.
See, I immediately go to Bebop and Rocksteady.
I don't know what that is either. Oh boy.
Wait, what? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja... You don't know who Bebop and Rocksteady are?
I never watched.
Oh my god, Bebop and Rocksteady are the Warthog and the Rhino from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Didn't know there was a Warthog and a Rhino.
Wow.
Like I said, I never watched it.
Wow.
Cowboy robots going after ring light scalpers.
Actually, ring light scalpers are the villain in the next Fast and the Furious movie model.
Yeah, I knew it. Guys, I make great news.
I make great news.
Yeah, I'm like Fox. I make great news. Sorry, was that too far?
I think we might be able... I think they can sue us for that one.
Sorry.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop right now. Anyways.
Oh no. Alright, well, Mel Gibson is in a new dark comedy version of Santa Claus called Fat Man.
What?
Yeah, the movie's called Fat Man. It's coming out next year. And it's Mel Gibson. You know, that Mel Gibson.
Yeah, that one. There's only one, right? Like,
oh, I thought you were about to say, like, who's Mel Gibson?
No, I'm not a heathen.
So, if you want to check that out, it looks insane. But...
It sounds insane!
Why do you think there's this trend of, like, famous actors playing, like, bad versions of Santa Claus lately? Because we have Kurt Russell is back playing Santa Claus again for the Christmas Chronicles 2. This year. That is currently on Netflix. Mm-hmm. And everyone says go watch it, because apparently it's like the most insane movie. But why are we making all of these Santa Claus movies where Santa Claus is like kind of a douche?
I don't know. I can't say I've seen any of them.
I know, but like why? Just culturally, why would we make...
except maybe like the old Rudolph cartoon that's very sexist. That's about
That's not what I expected.
Sorry.
Wait, what's wrong with the old Rudolph cartoon? I haven't watched it in years.
He's like, to the... Lady Rudolph, he's like, this is a man's job. Go home, or whatever it is. What?
This impression is freaking incredible.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. Okay. Go home. Thank you, Richie Thompson, for backing me up there.
Because of the trend of bad Santa and people who celebrate Christmas are tolerant of being made fun of. It depends on who celebrates Christmas.
Well, it depends on
I do remember a lot of people freaking out because there weren't any snowflakes on the Starbucks cup a couple of years ago.
Wait, really?
Yeah. There was... So, Starbucks has this trend of making holiday cups.
Yeah, okay.
And a couple of years ago, their holiday cup was just plain red, and there was no, like, because they usually have like ornaments or like Merry Christmas on it or something like that.
Yeah.
And so they just were like, our holiday cup this year is just this nice like plain red, and people literally were like, this isn't a Christmas cup, this is a red cup. And Starbucks was like, it's a coffee cup.
Guys, chill.
We really didn't put that much work into it. And they lost their mind. There were like Fox News segments that were like, is Starbucks anti-Christmas? And Starbucks was like, it's a red... What? We made a red cup. It is Christmas is the color red. And the cup is red. And also, you put the...
What was I saying about Fox News before?
Oh my god. No, it was just so funny.
That's wild. I did not know that. I did not know that. That is insanity.
And so the next year, the Starbucks cup, the Starbucks Holiday Cup was this like white cup, and it just said Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It said Merry Christmas like 100 times on it.
Wow. I think I definitely... I think that Wargamester... I think that people don't really have a problem making fun of Santa. There's a lot of things that like make fun of Santa, and like I've never seen anyone get like upset about that, so that kind of makes sense.
So my family went to church when I was growing up, and I there was one year where they put on like a pageant, but not like a traditional, not like a nativity pageant with Jesus, but like just like a series of short scenes, and the one of the scenes was a mom writing a letter to her sister.
Yeah.
And in the letter, she says, I think the kids are starting to realize that Santa isn't real. And...
Oh, you told me this!
So in the play, she's like, I think she's saying, I think that Santa isn't real. And... they had closed Sunday school that year, so all of the kids were in this pageant listening to this thing, and immediately you could feel the pH of the room change. Like, everyone just kind of like... and they just freaked out. The parents were losing their minds on this freaking congregation, and it was hilarious.
I wish I could have seen
I was dying because they were like, you cannot go to church and have church be the people saying Santa Claus isn't real to my kids. Oh, it was like the biggest scandal.
Honestly, though, like, that's a big deal. Like, could you imagine bringing your, like, 3, 4, 5-year-old, like, and just, you know, they believe in Santa, and finding out at church in the middle of a crowd of people.
With that, like, all of the other kids there?
Guys, spoiler alert, Santa's not real.
But they might as well have said that. You know what I mean? Like, the way it was set up in the play.
Yeah. Wild.
I mean, nobody declared that God is dead. That's a good thing, Dark Dispatch. It's a good thing that nobody there declared that God is dead. Because,
I've never heard that story before.
You know what's interesting? About that? I think that would have had less of a reaction. I think that if someone in that play had said God is dead, it would have had less of a reaction from that congregation. A very, like, new age, like, they play rock music at the beginning of the thing, congregation. Would have had less of a reaction than parents freaking out about their children learning about Santa Claus. I think that's a more personal... Because saying God is dead is that goes to personal belief, and, like, people can kind of be like, all right, you can think that, but I don't.
Yeah.
Whereas... these parents can never kind of put that back in the box.
No. Once it's out, it's
you know
out.
What I mean?
Like, Santa is now not real to all of those children.
Yeah.
You can't, like,
That is a really tough thing to be like, no, it's a play. They were making up a world where Santa... Like, that is a much harder thing to... Yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah. Should I share that story and give context, or should I...
If you want... The floor is yours. The show is literally your show.
Oh, man. Dark Dispatch is my aunt, for those of you who don't know. And she is referring to the time when I was, like, 3. And the way that I remember this story is that my mom was watching, like, Hitler documentaries or something like that. And I was in the room, and, like, there were, like, letters that was, like, God is dead or something. I don't know. And when I was younger, I just said things.
You just repeated things that you heard.
Yes. I talked a lot. Mm-hmm. It was very annoying. And so when we were in the middle...
That didn't change.
And so we were in the middle of a church party, and I just, like, got up on a stool and announced to this room full of little old church ladies that God is dead. And we had to leave. And then we moved to Calgary. I mean, not technically wrong. Pretty sure that's how that story goes. I don't know. I was like 3.
This has been the craziest morning show yet.
Are you not entertained?
Oh, I'm very entertained.
Yeah, so that's story time with Clarus.
Story time with Clarus. I like this new segment, Clarus makes up a news thing, though.
Oh, God.
But we won't do it every day. I'm going to spring it on you, surprisingly, so that you have to do it on the spot. So you can't prepare for it.
No, I can't prepare. Okay, I'm going to have, like, a prepared list that I can pull from in my head.
You think that. But you say that you're going to do a lot of things like that, and you never do them.
You know what? You're right. And I feel very attacked right now. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I think that's our show for today.
That was the morning show.
Thank you all for being here. We love you. We love you all. This audience, this community, it's so fun. Spend our mornings with you.
And it was nice to have some new friends, guys.
If you're watching live, stick around. After this, we are going to be watching a new gameplay trailer for Cyberpunk 2077 with y'all. And if you're watching on the YouTube, go check out that video. That'll be going live around the same time that this one does. We are going to be back tomorrow morning for another edition of The Morning Show. Mm-hmm. That is going to be at the same time, 10 a.m. Eastern here, twitch.tv/nerdynightly. And if you want to catch us on Twitch later on today, you can do that where, Clarus?
Twitch.tv/ClarusToCars. I'm going to be playing some Skyrim.
That's right. What's your build right now?
I'm playing as the Night King from Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. So ice destruction magic, necromancy. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Some enchanting, maybe. We'll get there. But I'm trying to do, like, a no potions run. Like, I don't eat or drink anything. Yeah. Which is really tough. I'm not at my usual time today. I have D&D this afternoon. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually streaming afterwards at about 4:30, depending on when we end this session. So...
Yep, and y'all, we are going to be putting up a kind of a first look and review of the new Xbox wireless controller. Yeah. That'll be going up this weekend. And stay tuned, Clarus's Subnautica review is also going up on the YouTube. To everyone who's been subscribing over there, thank you so much. Yeah. We're nearing 200 subscribers on YouTube, which is really cool.
Really awesome. So thank you guys for all that support. For the video, like, for watching, and yeah, it means a lot for liking, commenting. Yeah.
We also just want to say one last huge thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon. Yes. Patreon.com/nerdynightly. You guys make this possible. We wouldn't be here without you. And so we thank you every day because you make all of this shenanigans and my wife making me cry laughing on camera possible. So patrons, thank you. To everyone else, thank you. We love y'all. It means the world to us. And we will see you all. Wargamester, thank you for the biddies! Wargamester brought up support! Baby Yodes! Baby Yodes! Sipping his coffee. That's his morning coffee. It is. I know it's bone broth, but for me it's his morning coffee.
It's coffee. It's fine. One more last thing. If David and I hit our joint sub goal for November, which is 200 subscribers, we're going to do a joint Twitch Sings stream.
That's right.
Make sure if you want that to happen, you stick around on both of our channels. Yeah. And David's going to be on... Are you streaming tomorrow?
I am streaming tomorrow. I'm going to be playing some Valhalla.
Yeah. But all right. That's it for the show, guys.
As we always say here, my name's David Webb.
I'm Arielle Edwards.
Do something nerdy tonight.
Bye, guys.